Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Halo teman-teman semua, jumpa lagi sama saya Hasrul Insani Johar. Saya akan melanjutkan video saya yang kemarin kita bicara tentang teoris di Bildungsroman. Nah, sekarang saya fokus kepada findings dari analisis saya eh, dalam menganalisis novel Mohja Kahf, The Girl in the Tangerine Scarf. Nah, hari ini kita akan membahas hasil analisis saya dalam investigate The Girl in Tangerine Scarf. Nah, ada empat finding, saya bagi jadi empat finding dari novel ini. Ya, pertama tentu investigating Bildungsroman. Bildungsroman itu ya novel tentang moral or psychological growth of the protagonist. Kemudian ada journeying di situ, journey-nya di Mohja Kahf ini tidak hanya sekedar personal journey, tapi juga ada spiritual sama sosial or komunal journey dari protagonis. Nanti saya juga akan membahas ternyata di Bildungsroman ini tidak hanya sekedar spiritual journey, tapi juga ada cultural journey or cultural development yang bisa kita lihat dari music and dance yang dibahas oleh Mohja Kahf di novelnya. Kemudian ini masih physical journey, yaitu ada pilgrimage going to Mecca, and finally about the crossroad of America, yaitu nickname dari Indianapolis. Ini menunjukkan dari criss-crossing or multiple identities of the protagonist. Nah, kita sekarang lihat bagaimana sih music dan Islamic worship yang dibahas dari novel Mohja Kahf, The Girl in the Tangerine Scarf. So in Mohja Kahf novel, not only use the metaphor of centricity, but also music to illuminate how her protagonist identities unite American popular culture and Islamic tradition, often in playful ways. Bapak ya teman-teman, kita selalu mix bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris karena kita investigate literary text in English, so ya di mix aja Indonesia dan English. Jadi in Mohja Kahf, The Girl in Tangerine Scarf, the omniscient narrator describes the juxtaposition of music and Islamic worship when Kadra and her family perform one of the Hajj obligation, which is tawaf, walking circularly around Ka'bah. So the narrator describes how Kadra tries to keep talbiyah. Talbiyah is a Muslim prayer intended to perform the Hajj in her mind and on her tongue. So quote, "Here I am, oh my Lord, here I am. Labaik Allahumma labaik," end quote. But she also keeps quote, getting it crossed with Phil Collins in her head, crooning, quote, "I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I have been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh Lord." So by emphasizing the way in which Talbia is ghosted by American popular culture in her protagonist's mind, Kahf demonstrate the easy coexistence in Kadra of apparently disparate modes of communication. So Kadra's identity can easily reconcile her Islamic heritage with her Americanness. So similarly to Kahf, so Kahf juxtaposed American popular culture and Islamic tradition. We can see that another key aspect of the scene in which when Kadra, so just the juxtaposition of music and popular culture with Islamic devotional rituals can be seen when in Kahf, The Girl in Tangerine Scarf, notably in the dual roles of Kadra's friend or Hakim as a khatib or clergy in the mosque and as a trombone player at the club. So the narrator describe how when Kadra meets Hakim, where is it, Hakim? Yeah, so this is about Hakim, her friend. So the narrator described how when Kadra meets Hakim, Kadra asks him about his daily life, and Hakim said that, quote, I've been playing trombone at a club downtown, end quote. So the most, which is a symbol of religion, is intertwined with his trombone playing. So reflecting on Hakim's dual activities, Kadra responds to Hakim's idea of combining music and religion by asking, quote, why couldn't we have mosques where music and prayer could both happen, both hearten people's souls, end quote. So in this sense, Kahf's protagonist questions the traditional function of the mosque, which may exclude music in inspiring people's spirituality the way Sufis uses music to speak and connect to Allah. So indeed, Kahf invoke the hip-hop genre in order to consider the multifaceted aspects of contemporary American Muslim identity. So we see this the hip-hop dance. So in The Girl in Tangerine Scarf, Kahf depicts a girl band comprised of Muslim young women, the Nia group, performing hijab hip-hop at the Dakwah Conference Islamic Entertainment concert for Muslim youth. So Kadra is surprised by the ability of American Muslim youth seamlessly to interweave their Muslim identity with hip-hop, a globally popular musical and dance form. End quote. Was hijab hip-hop a girl group? So Kadra wonders, quote, how the da'wah has evolved. Kadra muses stuffing the flyer in her bag, end quote. So here the author shows how an Islamic organization, which is Da'wah Center, has transformed its function as a religious center to become a cultural center for performing music and Black American hip hop. So in this sense, this text reveals how American Muslims are from multiple identities, which not only connect different ethnicities such as Arab, Asian, and Black Muslims, but also linked to Americans' long history of slavery. So this connection is also discussed by Haber that I discussed in the first section of this video, focusing on the post-colonial studies. One scholar that I quote is Suad Khabir, so who argue that, quote, hip-hop is Islam because of the long-standing dialogic relationship between hip-hop and Islam as practiced in urban Black communities in the United States, end quote. So Khabir also uses Carty's term African American Islamic history narratives to emphasize how hip-hop tradition assert genealogies that connect present-day U.S. Black Americans to a past that predates the transatlantic slave trade and to a transnational Black identity as well. So by alluding to hip-hop culture, Mohja Kahf makes a point that contemporary American Muslims are multiple identities which originated or may originated for Black Americans through the slave trade. Hence, American Muslims have existed in America long before the United States was established in 1776. Thus, this text contests both European Bildungsroman and European settlement in American through hip-hop tradition. And another example or another key moment in which Kahf combines popular culture with Islamic tradition occurs when a committee member from the Da'wah Center, Abdullah commemorates Akikah, an Islamic tradition which celebrates a baby's birth a week after she or he is born. So in order to open Akikah, Abdullah invites Kadra's brother Jihad and his band Class of Civilization to perform some music and Islamic prayers. So the narrator described Jihad and his group, quote, singing a cappella. They open with Hearts of Light, and then a version of the Islamic traditional The Moon Has Risen Over Us, and a rendition of Amazing Grace, neither of which have verses that are objectionable to any of the religious represented in the yard, end quote. As we know that Hearts of Light is also a Christian hymn, which shows how Christians believe Jesus in the way, the truth, and the light. Similarly, in Islam, Hearts of Light is the God's way, and the moon has risen over us in a traditional Islamic poem known as Tal'a al-Badru al-Alaina. And also an Islamic song, which is over 1,400 years old, and therefore it is one of the oldest in Islamic culture. So lastly, Amazing Grace is also a Christian hymn, which was published in 1779 and written by English poet and Anglican clergyman John Newton. Significantly, Akikah, which is the holy ceremony to celebrate the newborn baby, can be related to baptism in Christianity, more specifically to the sacrament for newborn babies. So in this way, Kahf juxtaposes Islamic songs and ceremonies with Christian hymns and rituals in order to highlight the intersections between music and the Bildungsroman and religion. Indeed, in addition, at the Akikah, both Muslims and Christians attend and welcome the newborn baby, so that these two different communities practice and celebrate the ritual event with their own beliefs in the same place and at the same time. So from this perspective, this text or Kahf text suggests how different cultures and different religions can coexist in one place without prejudice and hostility, but with respect and dignity. Moreover, Kahf names Jihad's band class of civilization to arguably allude to Samuel Huntington's controversial book published in 1997 discussing significant problems in contemporary American society, such as racism, Islamophobia, and social injustice. However, Samuel Huntington's argument, which suggests that the Muslim world doesn't understand constitutionalism, human rights, equality, and democracy, is reductive. So by calling Jihad's ban as a clash of civilization, Kahf provides a riposte to Huntington's argument, suggesting that Islam, contrary to his argument, can coexist with so-called Western popular culture. So after we discuss this cultural journey of the protagonist through combining music and Islamic worship, and next video I will focus on how the physical journey and also psychological journey that Kadras performed through her traveling to her homeland Syria and also Saudi Arabia, and to conducting pilgrimage with her family. So I hope you enjoy, and this give you inspiration how to investigate a literary text by engaging the form of Bildungsroman and the idea of music and the crossroad of America. So please stay tuned. I hope you can like, comment, and subscribe to my video. Thank you so much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.